Hello, welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Mercy, and today we are going to make the sweater that you've seen on our thumbnail. It's a 1 year old, 1 year to 1.6 year old size. I'm also going to explain on how to make it for an adult. You can see from the thumbnail, my husband has one also, so I will explain on how you can make the adult size. Now, to begin, you need a pair of scissors to do the finishings, cutting off the yarn after we are done crocheting, after weaving in the ends. You'll also need this one. It's a darning needle that is used to weave in the ends. You will use a 2.5 millimeter crocheting hook and a 3.0 millimeter crocheting hook. So 2.5 and 3.0. And then we have a tape measure. And today I'm going to use winterking. Winterking is a 4-ply type of yarn. It's size 3 for the US. It's worsted weight yarn, and it's 100% acrylic. For the young boys sweater, you will need five balls of this, so that is roughly 250 grams of this thread. But for an adult, it will depend, but for a medium-sized adult, you will need let's say 14 pieces of this, so that is roughly 700 grams of this yarn. So welcome. So to start, you need to measure the chest size of your boy. Measure the chest size. For my boy, he is 23. I left a little bit of allowance because it's a sweater, so it's not really fitting. So 23. Now I will work 11.5 for the front panel and then 11.5 for the back panel, so that it all adds up to 23 inches of the chest size. So we are going to start with the smaller hook, the 2.5 millimeter crocheting hook, and we will begin by making a slip knot. Make a slip knot. This is how I do mine. And then we will chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then we will work single crochets into the next chain from the hook. So I will work a single crochet and then a single crochet into every single chain. You will work single crochets. So you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2. So that is a single crochet. Now make single crochets up to this last one. Then you will chain 1 and turn your work. Chain 1 and turn your work. And then in this row, we are going to work on the back loops only. So these are both loops. When you're working, we usually work through these loops, but I'm going to work into this back loop only. So I make a single crochet into the back loop, another one into the next. So work single crochets into every back loop of the previous single crochet that you had done. So this is it. And into this last one, confirm. Ensure that you have 10 single crochets worked into the back loops. You chain 1 again, and like this row, you will work into the back loops again. So into the back loop, a single crochet, into the next, a single crochet. Now for this size, for my case, I worked 58. So I will make 58 rows of these single crochets on the back loops only. So work when you're at 58, you can come back. I have done the 58. Now what you should be keen on is the number that you choose to do should be in multiples of 4 plus 2. So for my case, it's 14 multiples of 4 plus 2, which adds up to 58. So if you needed a slightly bigger size, probably you'd add 4 more or 8, so that you have a multiple of 4 plus 2. Now I have 58. I'm going to show you how to now work the sweater part. I have changed hooks. I had the 2.5, now I'm using the 3.0. This is what we will use up to the end. The 2.5 is only used when making the ribbings. This is what we call a ribbing. You will use the 2.5, but for the other part of the sweater it's the 3.0 millimeters crocheting hook. So chain 1 and hold your work, because we are working now across the rows where we were working. So you single crochet into every single row. So I single crochet here into this space here, and then a single crochet into this, and then into this space, into this next part here, and then into the space, into the part here, into the space, into this place. So you will single crochet up to the end of this project. At the end you will be having 58 single crochets, so ensure you have 58 single crochets. I have 58 single crochets done. Now I will chain 2, 1, 2, and then I turn my work. The chain 2 works as the first double crochet, so I will not work into the foot of the chain 2 because it's a double crochet. I will skip the next, and then into the next 3 single crochets I will work double crochets. So insert my hook, pull through these 2, and then pull through the last 2. I'm working double crochets. Yes, now in this one, after the 3 double crochets, I'm going to work into this space that I had skipped, the single crochet from the previous round that I had skipped. But in this one, I'm going to insert my hook, I yarn over, pull through, and then stretch it to be the same size like the double crochets, and then I yarn over and pull through the 2 stitches. In short, we are working a single crochet through this this space that we had left, but we are elongating so that it can fit, it can be the size of the double crochets. We will do it one more time. I skip the next, so I will skip this one and work into this. I make a double crochet, into the next another double crochet, and into the next a double crochet. So I have 3 double crochets, and then I have this space, this stitch that I had not worked into. So I will insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, and then stretch it to fit, to be the same size like the double crochets, and then pull through these 2. One last time, I skip this, the next stitch, I work 3 double crochets into the next 3 previous single crochets that we had worked, and then I insert my hook into this stitch that we had skipped, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through these 2. So repeat this up to the end of this row. Now into the last single crochet you will work a double crochet. So this is what we have. We will repeat this row. So you chain 2, turn your work. This counts as the first double crochet, so I will skip this one and work into the next 3. So make double crochets, 2 and 3 into the skipped previous double crochet you had worked. make a single crochet and yarn over, pull through these two, skip this, and into the next 3 work double crochets, and then insert your hook, pull through, stretch it enough to be the same size as the double crochets, and then yarn over, pull through, skip the next, work 3 double crochets into the next 3 previous double crochets, and then insert your hook in the space that you had skipped, the stitch you had skipped, yarn over, pull through these two. Now we are going to repeat these 2 rows, this 1 row actually, because this is a repetition of the other. We are going to repeat this 1 row until we have 18 rows. For this size you will have 18 rows. So let's meet when you're at 18. So let us confirm. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 rows. Now we have 14 clusters. Yeah, these ones are 14. Now I'm going to divide the shoulder parts. So I'm going to have 5 on this side and 5 on this side worked, and then 4, the middle 4 will not be worked. So I will turn my work, and then I will chain 2 and work like we've been working. So I skip 1 and into the next 3 double crochets, and then I work. Yeah, so we will do this for the next 5 clusters. So we have worked 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And into the next, I'm going to do a double crochet. I'm not going to skip, so I'm going to do a double crochet, and then I chain 2 and turn my work. Skip this, and into the next 3, work 3 double crochets. The children are playing, so do not mind the noise from the background. So work, just do work as you've been working up to the end of the row. Now I worked 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this side. So at the end you just leave enough yarn for you to join the shoulders. So I'm now going to work on this other side, so I will work on the last 5. But first, remember we finished with a double crochet here, so into the 4th of these skipped clusters, 1, 2, 3, 4, here I will work a double crochet and then work the 5 clusters. Okay, let me do it. You turn your work. So here, join your yarn. I think you understand why I turned my work. You see this single crochet across that we were wrapping across the 3 double crochets. They make something like a V. Yeah, these V's. Now if we continued working on this side, it would have tampered with the pattern. So you work, you turn your work, join the yarn, and then chain 2. Skip this stitch, and into the next 3 work 3 double crochets, wrap around this single crochet, and now work 5 rows of this so that it's the same as the other shoulder part. So I have done both sides. From where we left, you only add 5 more rows in either sides. Now we are done with the front panel. The back panel, I have already done it. It's pretty much the same as the front panel, but now the difference is for the, let me turn them like this so that you can see the difference. For the back panel, for this one I had worked 18 rows. For the back panel I worked 20 rows, and then from the either sides of the shoulders I worked three rows so that they can fit like this. I hope you understand. For the front panel we had worked 18 rows, 18 of these rows before we made the shoulders. Now for the back panel I worked 20 of these rows, and then in the shoulder sides I worked 3 rows. So all the rows add up to 23. For the front and the back panels, all of them add up to 23 rows. Now I'm going to show you how to make the arms. We are going to make the arms, and we are going to begin with a ribbing, just like this one that we had done in the front and back panel. So you make a slip knot and chain 11. In every ribbing use the 2.5mm crocheting hook. So I'm going to chain 11, and then I will single crochet into the second chain from the hook and into each of the single crochets, just as we had done in the front and the back panels. So make single crochets. Today I'm shooting from outside, so the birds are really chirping. I hope they won't distract you. Now at the end of this I will chain 1 and then turn my work. I will then work into the back loops of every single crochet. So I will work single crochets into every single back loop, and then I will work 26 rows of this. So in total I should have 26. Now it depends with the wrist size of your child, so fit to see if it fits well. For mine I will do 26 rows, that is multiples of 4 plus 2. So in every part of this sweater, when you're working a ribbing, ensure you're working rows that are equivalent to multiples of 4 plus 2. So I'm going to work 26 rows. Let's meet after this. So I have done 26 rows. I have changed my hook. Now I will chain 1 and single crochet across the rows. So I'm going to make single crochets into every single row that I had worked. So at the end of this row you should have 26 single crochets because we had done 26 rows of single crochet back loops only. So these are 26 single crochets. Chain 2, turn your work. It works, these 2 single crochets work as the first, these 2 chains, work as the first double crochet. So I will skip the next single crochet and work into the next 3 single crochets, working double crochets, and then into this space here, this chain I had skipped, I will work a single crochet and pull it into the size of the double crochets. Skip 1 and then do this up to the end of this row. Into the next 8 rows, in the final single crochet you just work a double crochet, then you chain 2 and then you turn your work. Now into the next 8 rows we will be making increases at the beginning and at the end of these rows. So this is what I will do. I will work a double crochet into the foot of this chain 2 space, and then I will skip this and work normally into the next 3, and then into the skipped stitch, and then I will do this to the end. Now into this chain 2, the second chain here, I'm going to work 2 double crochets. So 1, normally I would have worked 1, but remember we are increasing in both sides, so I will work 2. So you will have these 2 here, and there will be these 2 at the beginning of this row. Now in the next, again we will make an increase at the beginning and at the end. So you chain 2, 1, 2, into the foot, work a double crochet, into the next a double crochet, and then now follow the pattern. Skip the first here, skip this stitch, and into the next 3 work double crochets, and then into the skipped stitch insert your hook and then pull through these 2. Now maintain the pattern as much as possible. Yes, we're doing the increases, as you've noticed. We are increasing, but we are maintaining the pattern as much as possible. So do this up to the end of the row. At the end of the row, into the chain, the second chain here, work 2 double crochets. So we have 3 and 3 at this other end. Chain 2, work a double crochet at the foot, and into the next 2 double crochets, and then into this other cluster now, maintain the pattern. Skip 1, work 3 double crochets in the next 3 previous double crochets we had worked, and then into this skipped part, elongate your single crochet, and then do this also up to the end of the row. Now chain 2. This row will be a little different because we have 4 of these stitches, so we are able to make another cluster like this one. So I will work into this next. Remember, we are increasing in the first in the first and the last double crochets, but I will skip this. I will not work a double crochet into this foot, so I will skip this and work 3 double crochets into the next 3 previous double crochets we had worked, and then into the foot of this chain 2 that we had done. Remember, we were increasing, so now this is the increase I'm going to make. I'm going to work the extended single crochet across the 3 double crochets. So we have introduced another cluster here. So skip the next and double crochet into the next 3. In short, try as much as possible to maintain the pattern. So try as much as possible to maintain the pattern. Work to the end, and then I will show you how you will do the last cluster. So this row is a little bit different. You skip this stitch and into the next work a double crochet, another into the next, and into this chain a double crochet, and then into the skipped stitch work the single crochet and extend it, and then into this chain that we had worked, we are going to make another double crochet. So we've made an increase and we've introduced another pattern. Now I want you to repeat these 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, get back. So for these 8 rows, in total there are 9, but remember the first one we did not make an increase, so we have worked 8 rows of increases. So at the end of the day you will have 16 more stitches, because you increased 8 on this side and 8 on the other side. Now this is fit for my little boy. Now I'm going to maintain this. In the next rows that I'm going to work, I'm not going to make any increases. So work 13 more rows without doing the increases. So in total you will have 13 plus 9, which is 22 rows of this pattern. So work 13 more rows without increases. So I'm done with the arm. In total I have 22 rows of double crochets. Yeah, so I'm done with the arm. I did the other. Now I'm going to show you how to join, because we've done both arms and then we've also done the back and the front panels. Now you will have to join, we are going to join first the back and the front panels. Now the inside, the wrong side is facing upwards, and this other side, the wrong side is facing downwards. And how do you know that it's the wrong side? For me, this line here shows me that this is the wrong side, because on the other side we have the V already formed. But on this side, this first row is on its own, so that shows me that it's the outside, the wrong side. So I will do this, and then I will join the shoulders by using single crochets. So I will insert my hook into this, the chain 2, and into the other chain 2, and then I will make single crochets into every stitch. So we have a stitch here. I will work on this other stitch, this and the other one, this and the other. So work single crochets up to the end of this row. So I've done both shoulders. So I've made a seam, single crochets to seam these shoulders. Now I'm going to attach an arm, and this is what I will do. You can do it whichever way you'd like, but for me this is what I will do. It's supposed to be this way. Let me remove the crochet. The wrong side should be facing upward as I'm going to crochet. So I'm supposed to attach it like this. The wrong face facing upwards. Now you will find the middle part of the arm. So for me, these are 10 clusters, 1 2 3 4 5 on this side, 2 3 4 5 on this other side. Now I will work, so half will be worked on this side, half will be attached to this side. So on the main body, 1 2 3 4 5, so this should start from here. So every cluster into the V stitches, so 5 on this side, 5 on this side. Now work, join the work, and then we will meet after you've made a seam of single crochets. So let me show you, for those who might not know how to spread evenly the stitches. So I will attach my hook here. So we said 1 2 3 4 5, and then 1 2 3 4 5. So make a single crochet. Yeah, now make a single crochet, and then into this stitch I will work into this space a single crochet. In the next stitch I work into this hump here a single crochet. In the next stitch a single crochet into the space, and then in the final stitch a single crochet into this hump here. We repeat again. Into this stitch I work into the space, this other stitch into this hump here, the next stitch into the space, and the final stitch in these clusters into this other hump here. That is how I have spaced my single crochets. So one more time, this single crochet into this space, the next single crochet into this hump here, the next one into the space, and the final one into this other hump here. So do it up to the end of this 1 2 3 4 5. So do it up to this part. Now I've worked up to the end of this, so 5 5 and 5 5, so it's perfectly fit. Now I'm going to show you how to join the arms. So do this, and now we are going to work down these arms. So as we have been doing, just spread the single crochets evenly. Into this space here, and into the other I'm going to make a single crochet, and then into the space I'm going to make one, and into this hump here between the spaces and beneath here, yeah, this is it, I'm going to make a single crochet. So into the space, one single crochet, into these humps here, a single crochet into the space, joining the two parts, and into the humps and into the spaces. Now spread these single crochets evenly up to the end of this. Now we are done with the arm. I have done the single crochets. Now we are going to work down the body downwards. So you join your yarn here, join your yarn, chain one and single crochet, and like we have been doing with the arms, you will work into these spaces a single crochet, into this hump here a single crochet, and into the spaces. Now work this up to the end, up to down here. So I have joined the arms on the sides. I have joined them, and I've turned my sweater to the right side. So this is how it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to show you how to make the neck. Attach your yarn on one side of the shoulder. I'm going to attach it here, and then I will work single crochets into this space. Remember, we have 1 2 3 4 5. We did five rows here of double crochets, this shoulder part. So we need to have 2 single crochets into every row. So in total we need to have 10 single crochets. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and here 9 10, and in this space we have 14. So we will work into this first. Do not forget and work into the previous one that we had worked. So work into this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 and 14, and then on this other side we will work 10 more. So we have 10. On the back side, we had done 3 rows, 1 2 3, so we will have 6 single crochets on the back side. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and then on this side work the 14 single crochets that we had skipped, that we didn't work into the neck opening. And then on this other side again, work 6 and join into the beginning single crochet. Now in total we have 46 single crochets, 10 on this side, 10 on the other side, 6 6, and then 14. We are not counting the front part. We are not counting this part, so we are counting the 10 plus 6 plus 14 plus 6 plus 10, and in total we have 46 single crochets minus these ones, the 14 of the front part. Now 46 you will multiply by 2, which is 92, and then you make a ribbing that is has 92 rows. Like the other ribbings, for this one we will make a slip stitch, and then we will chain 15. We will chain 15, and this is the reason as why we are chaining 15. These unworked stitches at the neck are 14. We can count them. Remember, we worked on this first one and this last one, so it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. There are 14 stitches. So depending with the size of the sweater you are making, the determinant of the chains that you are going to begin with of the ribbing of the neck will be the number of chains that were not worked on your neck part. So for us it was 14, so we will chain 15, because one will be used as a turning chain. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, and then we will work single crochets from the second chain from the hook. And remember, we are using the 2.5 millimeter crocheting hook, so we work single crochets up to the end. You chain 1 and then you turn your work and work single crochets into the back loops of every single chain. So work back loops, single crochets up to the end of the row. I have worked a ribbing of 92 rows. So this one has 92 rows, and now we are going to attach it to the neck. So I have put my darning needle. You need to leave a sizable yarn end that you will use to weave in to attach this neck into this shoulder part. Now this is what you will do. You remember we worked 14, we have 14 single crochets, and these are 14 stitches. So in one way or the other, this part will have to stretch at the end of your stitching them together. So we begin from this end, find where the first single crochet is of this part. This is my first single crochet, and attach it to this single crochet, and then into the next single crochet attach the other single crochet. So this is what we will do. Into the third, work into the next single crochet, here and here. So we are trying to attach this into the neck. So this is the final, into the final here, and then now we will work this way. So two of these will go into one single crochet here. So the head, the bump, I will be using the bumps. So into this next bump here, I will work into the next single crochet. These single crochets that are going up now the shoulder, these ones. So into every bump, we are skipping the ridges. So the bump, you work into the single crochet behind it. The next bump, the single crochet that is next, and into the next. So we will attach this way into every single crochet of the neck. You attach the bump of the ribbing into every single crochet. Now do this up to this other side. You will attach it this way up to this other side. So I've done to this part. Now here, this is how it's supposed to be. This one should come to the other end like this, so that we have this type of neck. So this is what I will do. Find the stitches behind here. So I will be using these ones and stitch them with the beginning chain of this other side. Into this one. Find the next and work here in the next. So find these stitches slowly by slowly to the other end. They are visible. So find them and join them together. So after joining the neck ribbing, this is what we have. So this is the sweater. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe and share with your friends. Let us keep learning together. Now I'm going to show you how I made the adult size. I'm not going to crochet. I'm just going to give directions and the measurements that I used, and then you can work on your own, because it's far much the same as this child size. So this is the adult size that I made. It's let's say large. It's not medium, it's slightly bigger. It's chest size number, it can fit chest size number 44 to around 48. And let us begin from the front and back panels. So for the ribbing, I made a chain of 15 to make this ribbing. I made a chain of 15, and then I made a ribbing of 86 rows, these ones. So for the front panel it's 86, for the back panel it's 86. And remember, we said it's multiples of 4 plus 2. Whichever ribbing you're making, it has to be multiples of 4 plus 2. So I made 86, and then I worked 37 rows for the front panel, I worked 37 rows to this part here, just before the neck. I worked 37 rows, and then on the shoulder side, this is the front panel we are talking about. On the shoulder side, I did 9 here and 9 here. So 37 plus 9 should give you around 46, a total of 46 rows. Now for the back panel, the ribbing is the same. I made a chain of 15, so that means these are 14 single crochets here. And then I worked 86 rows for the ribbing, and then I worked 42 rows for the back panel before I worked the shoulder sides here, leaving the neck opening. So for the shoulder sides, I worked 4 and 4, so adding to 46 like the front panel. Now for the arms, the ribbing is the same, 15 chains made, and then I worked 34 rows. And then for the increases, I started increasing in the first row of double crochets. Remember, we are doing a single crochet row first here. So from the first row here of double crochets, I made increases up to the 20th row. This is, yes, here. This is where I finished my increases, and then I made 18 more rows for the arm. So as a total for the arm of these double crochet rows, we have 38. Now for the neck, the ribbing neck is slightly different, as we said for the child size. The determinant of the chains we are making for the ribbing of the neck is the opening chains left here. So for this one, we have 18 chains that are unworked, the 18 chains here. So that means you're going to chain 19 so that you have 18 single crochets for the starting chain. So you chain 19 single crochet into the second so that you can have 18. So the determinant of the neck ribbing is the opening that you leave, and the opening that you leave solely depends on the size of the head. So that is left up to you. So whichever number of chains that you skip for the neck opening, those are the chains that you will have for the starting chain of your neck. Now after that, you're going to you remember the single crochets that we made all round? Yeah, in every row that you did of double crochets, you need to work 2 single crochets into it. So we had worked 9 rows for this side and 9 rows for this side, so that means we have 18 single crochets when you're doing the foundational chain single crochets round the neck. So you have 18 here, you have another 18 here, 18 on this side we have 8, 18, and then 8 on this other side. Now those ones we are not going to work into this one. We are not going to work into them. So we will have this 18 plus this 18, which is 36, plus 8. 36 plus 8 is 44. 44 plus 18 is 62, and then 62 plus 8 is 70. So we are going to put 70 times 2. Now that will determine the number of rows of the ribbing we are going to make. So now that solely depends on how many rows you made on the shoulder sides and how many chains you skipped here. But the thing is, you don't count the front panel here. You count this side, the number of chains that are there, and on the other side, and then on the back sides and this neck opening here on the back. So count them, then multiply by 2. Those are the number of rows that you're working. So for me, I worked 140 to make this opening. So I hope you will make a sweater like this one. And then you'll be able to tag me on Instagram. I go by the handle, by the name at Give Me Life Africa _ on Facebook. We have a page and a group, Give Me Life Africa, so you can also join. Send your photos so that we can see the progress that you make. Or something I almost forgot, the hook size. For the ribbing I used 3mm, and for the other part of the sweater I used 4mm crocheting hook. So thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye bye.